Australia's most notorious paedophile, Gerald Ridsdale, will wait an additional 3 years before being eligible for parole, with Justice Irene Lawson finding his age and frailty did not mean he no longer posed a risk to the community. Ridsdale, 83, has already served 23 years in a Victorian prison after being jailed in 1994 for sexually abusing 9 boys. While he was given a sentence of 12 months at the time, dozens of other victims have since come forward. By 2006 he had pleaded guilty to abusing 54 children over 4 separate court cases. These additional charges meant he would not be eligible for parole until April 2019. However, a fifth batch of 23 additional charges were brought against Ridsdale, which he pleaded guilty to earlier in 2017, bringing his number of victims to 65. Survivors groups say Ridsdale's victims are likely to be in the hundreds, and Ridsdale himself has admitted as much in interviews. His latest charges include multiple counts of rape and indecent assault against children as young as 6. George Pell, moved abuser priest out of Mortlake parish. Inquiry told read more on Thursday. Lawson added an additional 11 years to Ridsdale's sentence, which means he will not be eligible for parole until 2022. Lawson described how, after being ordained at St. Patrick's Cathedral in the regional Victorian town of Ballarat 1961, Ridsdale had used his position of power and trust in the Catholic Church to access and sexually assault children. Ridsdale sat at the back of the county court, head in his hands, flanked by police. Lawson described Ridsdale's offending as occurring on a more or less continuous basis over 27 years, occurring largely in Ballarat and surrounding regions and parishes. She detailed the offences committed by Ridsdale against the latest group of 12 victims, which included altar boys training under Ridsdale and a 6-year-old boy who Ridsdale began abusing after the child's mother was killed in a car accident. She also described how a girl abused between the ages of 8 and 10 by Ridsdale had a father who was complicit in her abuse, bringing her to Ridsdale numerous times so that he could abuse her. On one occasion, her father took her to a confessional booth, removed her clothes, and allowed Ridsdale to then molest her.